Hi, everyone. Well, it's so intense here, and I cannot believe. And also, the room for the speaker, ours room is so intensive. So don't worry, it's the same here. Well, anyway, so my name is Kiho PARK. I am the co-founder of the non-profit organization called DP in Osaka City from Japan. And DP stands for Dream and Possibility. And our organization works to improve the lives of underserved youth in Japan, especially high school students. Well, as myself, maybe you noticed I graduated from this wonderful university in 2011. And I started my organization in 2010. That means I started my nonprofit organization when I was a student here. Well, like today's weather, mostly foggy, but sometimes sunny, a few times. So it gave me the idea of starting this one, my nonprofit organization. So today I'm standing here to share the idea myself. And before starting sharing the idea with you, I would like to ask you one question. So, what is the biggest memory of your childhood? Would you think about it by yourself for a second? Okay. It can be wonderful memory that you play with your parents. Well, it's a very precious moment. And maybe it can be good moment you play with your friends every day. Well, can be very harsh and hard moment because you had to study very, very hard. For me, the biggest memory of childhood was not accepted by others. I was born in Japan as the third generation of Japanese Korean who didn't belong to either Korean or Japanese. From the historical background, all the adults around me, they were saying to me, "Oh, Kiho, don't listen to what society is trying to dictate." Well, I couldn't understand why they're saying to me. It was so shocking, and I couldn't believe that. However, I was the person so curious about my career path. So when I became an elementary school student, I asked my teacher that I want to be the person who can solve the issue between the nations. So I asked my teacher, I want to be a diplomat. Then he said, "Oh, Kiho, you cannot be a diplomat because you don't have Japanese nationality." I wasn't accepted. I was so shocked. Because I am not Japanese, I cannot be the diplomat here. My dreams collapsed suddenly. However, I was a little bit strange. I never gave up my, pursuing my dreams. So I asked again, "Sir, I want to be the teacher of philosophy." Then he said, "Oh, you cannot be that because you're not Japanese. You don't have Japanese nationality, right? So you cannot be that." I wasn't accepted at all. And from that conversation, I totally lost my hope and the direction which I should go for my future. And this was the first time experience the power of non-acceptance. Well, even though I was denied by adults around me all the time, I entered a private high school to become a very successful person. In Japan, you gotta study a lot if you wanna be the successful man. I studied so hard. I entered a private high school. Then that time, I was again so curious about, looking for my career path. Then I asked my teacher again, "Professor, I want to enter this university because I want to achieve that dream. Then he said that, oh, you cannot enter the university. Did you see your grade? You're not smart enough. But I didn't give up. Professor, I want to be an artist because I like the sense of art. Then he said, oh, you shouldn't be that because you don't get too much money from that occupation. Oh, being an artist is not getting money? Well, it doesn't matter to me, but I want to be that. How can you say that? I felt that way. However, all the adults was trying to deny me. So, from that conversation and that experience, I totally started not believe any adults in Japan. And I started think, meet new person who is totally different from me. Then I decided drop out my high school and I went United States to study abroad. Well, to be honest, my life in US was astonishing. I'm not saying, US is the best. However, that was so great because the life in US was full of possibility and confidence because the power of acceptance. Here is some story of the power of acceptance. Oh, I was taking American government class at my school. Maybe some of you know American government class is very tough to study. However, all the classmates were so frustrated by how ineffective our teacher, and we took action by making complaint to her directly. If you're a Japanese student, can you believe that? If you do that in Japan, teacher and adults get mad at you, right? So I couldn't believe that. Maybe teacher would say, hey, you should drop out of school. I'm going to kick you out from here, right? So I totally couldn't believe that. However, in this case, my American government teacher said, oh, okay, I will accept your proposal. Then, if you want to change our class, how can we improve? Would you give me alternative idea by next week? She said that words. Well, I felt so much of the power of acceptance. So not only did we change and we proposed our alternative idea to our teacher, we were able to change class and could feel that noticeable improvement afterwards. From my experience in the United States, I noticed that and I realized that I couldn't have confidence because I never be accepted by others. I lost my confidence because I wasn't accepted. Then, unfortunately, or can be fortunately, I noticed that I was using the power of non-acceptance to others because I wasn't accepted by others. I was repeating that to others because I wasn't accepted. Then I started to change and I started to accept others. Well, after wonderful experience in the United States, I entered this wonderful university, APU. But seriously, I'm not joking. I really enjoy this university. Every day, meeting new people, right? And you can talk with your friends on the top of the mountain. Oh, it's unbelievable, isn't it? And, diversified, and the people respecting each other every day. However, I could see some issue here. One day, I was talking to a friend who is a senior, and he told me like this, hey, Kiho, what do you think about this year's freshmen? I don't think they're cool. Well, this is a normal conversation, isn't it? I don't think they're so cool. Then I said, oh, okay, how could you know that? Because you never even talk with them, right? How can you judge they're not so cool? Then I started that event where freshmen can be the main speaker and they can share the idea and the hope for their own future. The very beginning of the event, freshmen never shared the idea because they had experience of the power of non-acceptance. But after, gradually they changed because we encourage them to do and we accept their idea all the time. So from that experience, I thought, oh, maybe this Japanese society needs that power of acceptance. We are so used to use the power of non-acceptance, which is rejection. So that is the reason why I started my non-profit organization in 2010. Oh, by the way, can you see these t-shirts that I'm wearing for today? Oh, don't worry, it connects my story. Okay, can you see it? Isn't it cool? Like me, be crazy, huh? Well, anyway, guess who made this? Not me. I'm not going to bring that story if I did it. Who made it? Would you guess? High school student made this. High school student made it. Yay. Well, you know, one of the students from our program made these t-shirts. Our organization mainly provided career education to high school students so they can have self-confidence. Then one of our students made this. When he came to our program, he was always looking down because he couldn't go to school during middle school. However, one day he murmured like this. I like drawing American pop art. Well, he couldn't say anything because he lost his hope and confidence. Then, oh really? You like it? Would you bring it next week? And he brought it, and we saw it. That was like professional. And we encouraged him to draw and develop the ability. Then he made these t-shirts. Well, unbelievable. Well, in Japanese society, you might think, if you're not from Japan, oh, why is that bad for not going to school, right? Well, Japanese society requires us the right way, which is if you're the kids who is a school age, but do not go to school, not considered as a member of society, and also represent as person with disability. It is unfortunate this talented student might have been rejected by society because the power of acceptance. From that experience, I noticed that maybe the power of acceptance gives the students the hope and possibility for their own future and the self-confidence. So this is a story about the power of acceptance. You might think, oh, Kiho, I got your idea. However, isn't it too imaginary and too simple? Well, yes, it is imaginary and simple. However, it is difficult to practice. So now, I would like to give you a gift, which is the power of acceptance in your life. Let me tell you how you can use it. As I already mentioned, what you do is you just say in yes to what you receive from. Well, it can be as simple as conversation in normal life. However, I encourage you to use this power within next 24 hours. Why don't you use this power of acceptance and say in yes to others within 24 hours from now? The power of acceptance gave students the big possibility that who has self-esteem very low, and the power of acceptance gave big possibility to the improvement of our society. So finally, I'm saying that to make inclusive a society for its all member, now it is time to say in yes to each individual person. Why don't you start? And it is time to use this wonderful power of acceptance. Then I'm telling you, each of you, now it's your turn. Thank you.